Good morning, team. Thank you for jumping on another episode of my Take Flight Weekly podcast. This is episode number 305, and as I kind of start to wrap up 2025, I'm going to talk about the 10 patterns that separate the 3% from the 97%. And quite honestly, I want to pull back the curtain. If you could see me today, I'm recording this on a Sunday morning. It is about 6 a.m. I'm over at our Michigan home this morning and just got done writing this episode. And like I said, I want to pull the curtain back on the 10 lessons that in a way shaped me the most in 2025. I sit in a rare seat in the industry, being the president of Jameson, Sotheby's International Realty in Chicago. I coach elite level producers across dozens of markets, and I continue to build my own business. And that combination gives me a front row seat to what actually separates the 3% from the 97%. My personal self-development, my observations from thousands of coaching hours, and the operational demands of running my own business allow me to connect the dots most advisors never have a chance to witness. What I'll share with you today are not theories. These are patterns. These are truths. And as you listen today, I would ask you to consider, which one of these insights, maybe there's multiple insights that apply directly to your business and your life as we start to head into 2026, where for me, my word for the year or for 2026 is right size. Before I go there, though, I want to remind you of my purpose, and that is to help you, the full service, full fee advisor and entrepreneur, become more productive and more fulfilled, because happy advisors produce more. I truly believe that. And that's what I coach to. Now, I want you to listen today as if we're together one-on-one. This, my friends, is your coaching session. These 10 insights didn't come from some polished planning retreat. They came from a weekend where I had my notes app open nonstop and just dumped every thought, every pattern, every observation that had been circling in my head for months. I went back through a year of Take Flight weekly episodes, scrolled through my coaching notes, and replayed the conversations I had been having over and over with top performers at different levels, at different places in my ecosystem. I wasn't trying to create a top 10 list. What I was trying to do was get to the stuff, the stuff that I keep saying over and over and over because it shows up everywhere in my conversations. By the end of the night last night, it was obvious. These 10 themes kept repeating themselves. And they're real patterns. They're the ones that separate people who grow from people who stay stuck. So the first one is vision is an emotional destination. I always have to start with vision as number one because it is the most important thing. All things start with thought. Thoughts are seeds. A true vision is not a spreadsheet or a goal list. Now, I've made that determination this year and really refined it. Vision is an emotional destination. It's a feeling. It's an emotional state you want to experience 3 years from now. Clarity, control, energy, confidence. When you understand that your vision is emotional, your decision-making changes. Vision produces a filter not a wallpaper. Goals are what support and fuel the vision. So all those things that you write down, those are your goals. They fuel, they fund your vision. This is why top producers I coach move faster. They know exactly what their future feels like. I'm not saying it's easy for them. It takes a little while to get there, but once they get there, they know what it feels like. And then we reverse engineer backward to that point. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a movie scene in your mind that you created that describes that feeling? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? What does it look like? What are you hearing? Describe that feeling. Lesson number 2, an extra 25 basis points on every $10 million in production is $25,000. Now, this is an example of math. This is the math of a CEO, of being professional. Elite level producers don't cut corners because they understand the compounding effect of precision. A quarter of a point looks small until you scale it. When you run a predictable system-driven business, you capture every opportunity, every basis point, every margin point that most advisors casually just cross off and they give it away. The lesson: stop treating micro improvements as irrelevant because they stack, they scale, they matter. In 2026, your discipline around your pricing, fees, negotiation, and operational efficiency will directly determine how much fuel your business has. Have you looked at your numbers for 2025? Do you know your fee percentages and averages? Lesson number 3, is planning actually considered procrastination? When you really look at this one, there's so much nuance here, and this one hit me hard. Too many advisors hide behind planning because it feels productive, but planning without execution is avoidance dressed up as a strategy. Planning becomes procrastination the moment it delays action. The elite level producers plan quickly, precisely, and then they move. They refine while in motion. That's the muscle to build. Planning is essential. Trust me, I love to plan, but only if it shortens the distance between intention and execution. If your planning cycles are longer than your action cycles, you're not planning, you're stalling. Lesson number 4. The reason the 3% is the minority is because they're willing to fail to learn and grow. Failing in public is the entrance fee to elite level performance. The 3% don't fear failure. They fear stagnation. They put themselves in rooms where they're not the smartest. They take swings others avoid. They get uncomfortable by design. Most people optimize for safety. That's your brain working, by the way. The elite optimizes for growth. Every breakthrough I've watched this year came from advisors who were willing to get punched in the mouth a few times. The 3% play a longer game, and that requires being willing to look imperfect on the way to excellence. Lesson number 5, the basics will always work. Less is more. Kobe Bryant's story of taking 1,000 shots from different spots on the floor every morning still stands as a metaphor for me. The top performers in any industry master the basics at a higher level than anyone else. When the business gets noisy, the elite level producers simplify, not complicate. They double down on relationships, CRM discipline, meaningful moments in conversations, market knowledge, consistent content, and clean processes. They stop chasing those shiny objects. Complexity destroys momentum. This year reminded me that excellence is built through subtraction, in many cases, not addition. The basics, my friends, are your edge. Less is truly more. Lesson number 6, the new frontier in brand building is marketing your hyper-local market. I got to tell you, a lot of this real estate marketing on Instagram is getting a little boring. It's the same stuff over and over again, and those that do things differently are standing out. And advisors who master hyperlocal expertise in their marketing and their branding will own the next decade. The buying public chooses location and lifestyle first, then the home. They trust advisors who know the block, the building, the street, the history, the shops, and the people. If they're picking lifestyle and location first, shouldn't you be an expert in lifestyle and location of your hyper-local market? Hyper-local defines a luxury advisor every single time. What changed is that the platforms reward it. Search is shifting. AI is indexing geography at a micro level. This is the moment to build a brand tied directly to location and lifestyle. Hyper-local is the new leverage. Become a better marketer of your location than your local Chamber of Commerce. Become a better marketer of your location and the lifestyle that it provides than the local Chamber of Commerce. Bookmark that one. Trust me. Lesson number 7. Only 4% of the people in the United States receive 2 or more handwritten notes per year. This study being done, this stat says everything about the modern attention economy. Everyone is drowning in automation and shortcuts. Authenticity stands out because no one is doing it. This year validated that simple, thoughtful actions have disproportionate return on investment. A handwritten note still has the highest open rate in the world. And it builds emotional equity. It deepens retention. It signals care. And the advisors who commit to 2 notes a day for a year build a business others can only envy. Only envy. Low cost, high impact, underutilized. Lesson number 8. If you don't plant, you will not harvest. I want you to hear this loudly. If you don't plant, you will not harvest. This is the law of business momentum, the law of gestation, the law of cause and effect. Input always precedes output. You cannot take a season off from marketing, database or CRM and relationship management and relationship nurturing and expect predictable revenue. The advisors with the most consistent production are the ones, they're the ones who keep planting during their busiest months. Planting is marketing. Planting is staying in touch. Planting is showing up. A successful 26 belongs to those who operate like farmers and respect the seasons of the business. Lesson 9, the top 1% of elite level producers are obsessed with reaching their goals. I had somebody ask me, Jim, what are those top people? Those top producers, that top 100 group, what's different? What is the habits? What makes them so successful? Well, they're not just committed, they're obsessed. The top 1% live in complete alignment with the outcomes they want. Their habits match their goals. Their calendar matches their goals. Their relationships match their goals. They carry a sense of urgency that most people simply don't have. This year reminded me that elite level performance is never accidental. It's engineered. The top 1% are relentless because they understand momentum is fragile, time is finite, and the window for peak performance is shorter than we think. Obsession, in the healthy sense, is a competitive advantage. And finally, lesson number 10, right size is my word for 2026. Right sizing is about stripping away everything that clutters your life and business. It's about capacity, focus, protection, and intentionality. It's about aligning the size of your business, your commitments, your team, and your inputs with the emotional destination you're aiming for. Right sizing is not about shrinking. It's about recalibrating so you can grow in the right direction. It's about being strategic rather than reactive. The goal is simple: a life and business that feel as good as they perform. Team, as we wrap this up, here's my promise to you heading into 2026. I'm going to keep doing the work. I'm going to keep paying attention. I'm going to keep connecting the dots and bringing you the truth that separates of what separates elite level producers from the 97%. I'll keep learning, watching, testing, failing, and refining so I can hand you those insights that actually will move the needle for you. There's one thing I can't do, and that's sprinkle fairy dust on you and have you show up. So what I'm asking you today is, starting today and into 2026, I need you to show up and do your part, and I'll do mine. I can't want this more for you than you want it for yourself. If you show up, 2026 will be your best year yet. If today's Take Flight weekly episode resonated with you, share it with someone in your world who needs to hear it, whether it's a colleague, a friend, or your team. We rise by lifting others, and every episode I do here is sent via email as well. And if you're not subscribed, get on the list by subscribing on my Instagram profile at Ask Jim Miller. I'm here to help. If this has helped you, I'm hoping that it will help someone else too. Have a great week. Thank you.